Hey there, guys. This is day 22 of the Avian Advent Calendar Challenge. Now, the Avian Advent Calendar is an advent calendar of parrot toy parts. So every single day, we're going to be opening up a brand new box, showing you guys what is inside, and coming up with a brand new parrot toy to build. So if that's something you guys are interested in seeing, you want to make sure to stick around, because that's going to be coming up right after this. Hey there, guys. This is Jack over at Hi Red Bird, where I am tirelessly working to find new ways to make the keeping of exotic animals and pets more exciting, more affordable, and ultimately more enjoyable. Part of how I have been doing that this holiday season is with the Avian Advent Calendar Challenge. Now, the Avian Advent Calendar is an advent calendar of parrot toy parts put together by the Leather Elves. They are a well-known, reputable parrot toy making company. If you guys would like to know more about them, I will have the link in the description section down below. But they have put together this wonderful advent calendar of parrot toy parts. So every single day, we're going to open up these boxes, see what is inside, and come up with a brand new parrot toy to make. Now, there's a couple of things you want to keep in mind. First and foremost, if you guys got the advent calendar, this will help give you some ideas, but you don't have to do the things that I'm doing. Obviously, when you get parrot toys, part of it is your creativity, figuring out what kind of toys to make. This will just give you an idea if you can't quite come up with something. If you didn't get the advent calendar, there's still going to be a lot that you should be able to get out of this. First and foremost, I'm going to be working with a wide variety of parrot toy parts. Some of them maybe you haven't worked with that much. Some of them maybe you have never worked with. So this will give you ideas on how to use those parrot toy parts, thus increasing the variety of enrichment opportunities you have at your disposal when it comes to providing for the care of your companion parrot. So it's definitely worth watching for that. Now, I'm also going to be covering a variety of different techniques. We're going to be building a wide variety of different toys. So hopefully you'll develop those skills when it comes to building your parrot toys. I'm going to tell you guys right now that there is no such thing as a complex parrot toy. Rather, you learn simple techniques and you combine them to build a complex parrot toy, but it's going to be made out of those small individual techniques, those small steps. So learning these individual techniques, these small steps towards building complex parrot toys will definitely help you guys out. I am going to be using a variety of different tools in my parrot toy making. I will have links to those in the description section down below as well for a couple of reasons. One, having the right tools can make all the difference in the world when it comes to making your parrot toys. You definitely want to make sure you have good tools to work with. But also, if you have a person in your life that really, really likes their parrots, maybe getting them some good quality parrot toy making tools would be a great idea as a potential Christmas present. If you guys are watching this video later and you miss Christmas, birthdays are great. 4th of July is great. Arbor Day is a great reason to give somebody some quality parrot toy making tools. So definitely just keep that in mind. Now, these videos are also going to cover things like the maintenance of parrot toys, managing the safety of those parrot toys, and figuring out what goals are behind your parrot toys. Having a goal in mind is going to make you much more successful when it comes with providing quality enrichment opportunities for your bird. We want to make sure that we are providing mental stimulation to the birds that need it. We want to make sure we're providing physical stimulation to the birds that need it. So having a plan in place will definitely help you out. With all that being said, and I realize that was a lot, let's go ahead and jump into the parrot toy that we are going to be building today. All right, guys, so for day 22 of the Avian Advent Calendar, we have a nice variety of wooden beads. I knew there was more. We also have crinkle paper, and we have the box that this all came in. Now, we are going to be using the beads in a way that's really similar. Normally, when you see wooden beads like this, they're just used as spacers. You hang them on pieces of cording, pieces of leather, rope, twine, and they give space between some of your more excitable things like these pieces of cardboard that are meant to be destroyed. And they do work really good for that. But today we are going to do a fun idea. It is going to be a foraging taco. So you guys are going to have to forgive me for going with a taco. I am from Texas, so yes, tacos are always on my mind. All I'm going to do is cut off the smaller pieces of this box. Don't throw these away. You can always punch holes in these, use those later on. But I'm going to go ahead, take the box. I can then fold that bottom piece in. In theory, I could have done that with the top piece too, but since one of those pieces was the same size as the whole top, or one of the whole sides of the box, it would have just been a little bit trickier. So all I'm going to do is I am going to fold this in half. So that is how I'm going to want it to be. And we are going to use these beads just to give us a little bit more space. That way we can make sure when we put this together that there is going to be some room for us to hide some things inside. Now I am going to need to punch some holes in this. And I absolutely love this hole punch. And part of why I love it is that I can go through multiple layers of cardboard without a problem. The question is, can I do it without knocking over the tripod and the camera? I'm trying to control there we go. So you guys can see that was really, really simple. That gave me some nice holes. They're completely lined up so that I know when I take the small pieces of leather strips that I have left, and honestly, some of them are probably going to be too small for what I want to do. That one might even work. Oh, there we go. Those will work perfect. Like I said, any parts that you have left over, make sure that you aren't throwing those away, because even these are scrap pieces that we cut off when we made other toys, and we can definitely use these. So all I'm going to do, same thing you guys have seen me do again and again, I'm going to tie a knot on one side. Now, if you have really small pieces of leather left, or you don't quite have the dexterity, you can always use your needle nose pliers to grab that and tighten that down just a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead, thread that through one hole, and then I am going to put, let's see, let's do one of the red ones. If we're making a foraging taco, it should have some tomatoes, right? And then I'm just going to go ahead, put that through on the other side. So you guys can see that that doesn't allow it now to close all the way. If that wasn't there, I could get this pretty much sealed shut. But I instead am going to have a little bit of wiggle room, which is what I want. Now I can trim that later on, but I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. The other thing is sometimes I can be a little bit destructive when it comes to my leather. If I'm trying to go too fast, I can snap it into pieces. Now this toy is going to be going to a green cheek conure, so that is obviously going to be a much smaller animal than me with much less destructive potential, but you are going to want to pay attention to what animals are getting the toys that you are making, and use appropriate materials for that. These leather strips, since they were natural pieces, I had some thinner ones, and then I had some much thicker ones as well. Just use what's going to be appropriate for your animal. But now that I have this leather strip in place, I can go ahead, tie that down. Whoop, well, there we go. All right. So there you go. You guys can see that we have made a foraging taco. So it's just a place for us to hide things that our bird is going to have to work to get to. But you can see that it is not going to be something that we are at risk of our bird getting caught in. Now, since it's a foraging taco, we already have the taco shell. We've got tomatoes. I'm going to go ahead and fill that with lettuce. And sometimes you just need to make your ideas for enrichment a little bit kooky, a little bit fun. If it is the end of the day and you are just getting around to making your enrichment for your bird, finding a way for it to be fun and exciting for you, interesting for you, can sometimes be really, really important. But now I can go ahead, I can take that piece of food and throw it across the room. I can take this piece of food and instead put that inside the foraging taco. And then maybe I want to add a little bit more of my shredded paper. I'm going to be honest, at this point, I'm probably going to want to use as much of the shredded paper as I can. The good news is with this Advent calendar, all of the packing material was shredded paper. So in every single box that you got, there was shredded paper keeping everything in place. In the space in the shipping box that was left open, because the 25 boxes did leave a couple of squares open, that was filled with shredded paper as well. I have so much shredded paper right now. If you guys got the Advent calendar, you do too, but that means we are looking for fun and inventive ways to try to use as much of it as we can. So you can use a little bit, you can be sparing with it. Obviously, you're gonna make new toys, you're gonna refill toys later, or you can really pack it in, make your bird have to work for that. It is completely up to you. But this is a really easy idea that gives you something out of that cardboard box that is not just a basic box. And sometimes that's all you have to think about. How can you turn something into something slightly different? When it comes to providing things for our birds, whether it's enrichment, whether it's the way that you present their diet, any of those things, even a slight variation can be all the difference in the world. So definitely keep that in mind. I hope you guys have liked this idea and we'll try this out. If you guys like this idea, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up. You also want to make sure that you subscribe to the Hi Redbird channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the next day of the Avian Advent Calendar Challenge. You need to say thank you to my Patreon patrons for helping to make these videos possible. You can find out more by visiting Hi Redbird on Patreon or clicking the link in the description section down below if you would like more information. Thanks!